Okay, we are live. Hello, JP. JP Saxe, ladies and gentlemen. This is Popdust Presents. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Listen, we've already had some great music. I can't
It's been
wait
awesome.
for
I've enjoyed it very much.
Awesome. I'm glad.
I missed the first person, but Jenna was crazy.
Oh my God! Right. It's we don't usually have 3 people in one night. It's a lot of music, you know.
For sure.
But it's just like everybody here has been good, and I've actually particularly been excited to see you. I saw your video.
Cool.
Wait, don't
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Now my cheat sheet didn't work, but
it's okay.
Anybody else? Listen, the video is so well shot. It's like it's a beautiful work of art.
We're talking about the one with the pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yes. It's the color. I'm a big fan of film, and could you talk a little bit about the video?
For sure.
Yeah.
So that was our last single back in, when was it, like October?
Oh, okay.
Earlier than October? October-ish.
Okay.
And it was directed by Miles and AJ, creative directed by Dimal Ansari, and they were just visionaries about it. They had this picture on their... I can't take any credit for the vision of it, honestly, because the whole thing made me so uncomfortable.
Really?
That it was like a trust exercise, and just like, well, these are artists that I respect, so if they say I'm going to be topless holding a pink cactus, I guess I'm going to be topless holding a pink cactus. I can't take artistic vision on that one. The only credit I get is just like not listening to my gut and doing things that scare the shit out of me.
That's wonderful, and isn't that a great metaphor for pursuing music and the life that you choose? It's like you're scared, you get on stage, maybe you do certain things.
Are you saying like how a career in music is like being topless with a pink cactus all of the time?
Wow, I that's a zinger. I came back.
You're vulnerable and no one understands.
Yeah,
not even you.
Absolutely,
I think it works.
Absolutely. No, that's great insight. The pink cactus. I was saying to somebody when I described the video, I was like, it's the perfect amount of art and weird. Like,
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Weird can be art, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I liked it too. It felt like I'm not a fan for cool for the sake of cool or weird for the sake of weird. I really like, because I think that just it butchers something otherwise like really meaningful, like when you can be weird because it's like connected to some idea you have. And if you just take all the thought out of that and you're just like, I'm gonna be weird, usually not my thing. But with that video, every choice, despite how bizarre it might have been, did come from some thematic idea that one of us had.
Yeah, there was a conscious thought behind every purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
So talk a little bit about the song. Now, this was released in October, but the video just came out.
The video did not just come out. The video came out
in October,
a few months ago. We're now working on a new song.
Okay, well,
Friday. I can pivot us, or you can pivot
Friday.
us. We can pivot together.
Listen, I'm always pivoting.
Let's pivot. Let's team pivot.
Let's team pivot. Okay.
I'm super proud of that because we did it a few months ago, and now on Friday a song called "The Few Things" comes out.
Nice.
Which has a new video.
Okay, cool.
Which I'm not shirtless in.
Which I haven't seen yet.
I'm not even in it at all.
You're not even in it? Why? You were so good in this one.
I directed this one.
What?
I pivoted.
That's awesome.
The last one, they put me on screen and I was so uncomfortable that this one, I said, I'm going to direct it. I directed it with the girl who stars in it. We did it together, and
cool.
I wasn't in it at all.
That's awesome. And you found a good place, maybe? Did you enjoy directing?
I loved directing.
Cool.
It's basically just... This is going to sound really annoying to anyone who's actually a director, and if you're a director, I respect you, and I respect the time you've put in, and all of the craft, and all of the education, so please don't be offended by someone just talking out of his ass who did it one time. But for me, it was like spending the day having opinions, and then just telling people about your opinions, which is kind of just my dream anyway, so it was perfect for me.
I love that. That's a great thing to do, if you could just do that all day long, and people will just have to listen to you. Because people don't listen to me all the time. They're like, okay.
I mean, they didn't listen to me all the time. But I was doing it with Dina. So between Dina and I, like, together, I felt like... I mean, she started it. Her name's Dina Shahabi, and she started alongside Anthony Ramos.
Wow, nice.
Anthony, I guess, kind of plays me, and Dina plays the girl I'm singing about. They were incredible. Man, it was honestly like the first time I've really appreciated acting up close.
Really?
Because they're both such professionals and have like been a part of a lot of amazing projects, and the fact that they both agreed to do it is kind of still surreal for me.
That's awesome.
You gotta see it.
Well, I'm excited to see it now. Is it still under wraps, or is that something that
It'll be out on Friday.
this Friday?
This Friday.
All right. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna post that up on our Facebook. So anybody, watching this now, we should then also post that video in the comments of this live video,
Amazing.
so that if anybody's watching Synergy, putting it together, we make it work. We pop bottles.
I'm about it.
All right. Brand is strong. Your brand is strong.
Who's Brandon Strong?
Yours is.
What?
Your
brand is strong.
Brand.
I thought you said you are Brandon Strong, and I'm like, how confused are we right now?
Well, listen, I have a hard time hearing sometimes, and I was like, what?
It's like that'd be like a solid artist name.
Brandon Stronghold.
Brandon Strong.
Oh.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Okay. Well, that's your alter ego.
You know what? We
maybe
could have either been on
under-
the same page or had an interesting interview, and I feel like this is just more fun.
I don't like being on the same page. Because it's like, that's like I'm saying with Popdust is that it's more of a conversation. We're about like, I mean, one, I'm an artist, I'm a musician as
Very
well.
cool.
I painted the sign, the Popdust sign behind you. I'm into also nurturing the artist to be able to say things that you don't get a chance to say because you always got to be on, and you got to be performing, and it'd be nice to be able to say, hey, this is, so
I'm super not a believer in performing.
Really?
Yeah, I think, at least for myself.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many artists who I love going to see who put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, like, when I get up on stage, like, I'd really like it to feel like you're just hanging out with me and I'm sharing my songs with you.
Wow. So that being said, would you share a song with me? One song? What do you have?
Well, because we started by talking about it, I'll play anybody else.
Oh yes.
And then
oh my god.
And then if we do another, I'll end with a new one.
All right. If I freak out over here, don't worry. It's just me enjoying myself.
do your thing.
All right. Now I wanted to ask you because you're from Toronto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you from Chicago?
Huh?
Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not
it's
good
all
at
good.
accents. I'm not good at doing them. I'm not good at guessing them.
Yeah,
I'm from Toronto.
Okay, so that's just Toronto's not known for accents. Anyway, the thing I actually really wanted to ask you was I was reading your father is a famous musician. Grandfather. Now, apparently one of the greatest cellists of the 20th century. That's what I read.
It's not an objective opinion for me,
Yeah.
but I think he's the greatest cellist of the 20th century, and most people would put him in like the top 3.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that's pretty close. I would accept that he's probably like at least close to that mark. Man, that's amazing. So growing up in a family, was your family musical?
My parents are, neither of my parents are musicians. He's definitely the primary musical influence. I mean, being in New York is always cool because he was the first cellist in the Met for a while, and then the first cellist of the Chicago Symphony. His name's Janor Starker. For any of you listening, if you would like to be inspired by musical performance, there's him playing Kodai solo, and it is just like it's an instrument at a level of mastery that I have never seen anyone else have. It's pretty magnificent.
Yes.
That is the expectation of what it means to be an artist that I grew up in, which I guess wasn't as intimidating for me as like one generation away from him because I got a lot of loving support. There wasn't the shadow was a little farther away.
Right.
And because it was I'm in a different field, I've been able to maintain the inspiration of it rather than the intimidation of it.
Yeah, and it's not like, well. I mean, that's such a great opportunity to be exposed to that, especially at a young
100%.
age. You sort of like, okay, this is the level that I gotta shoot for, and in a way, isn't that great that you're saying, man, I'm not gonna accept something unless it's.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's. We think of classical music, we think of a certain level of sophistication that he certainly had, but he was also such a badass. Like he really didn't care about anything other than the integrity of his music, and like nothing else mattered to him. And I think to have that long a career and maintain that every decision, every musical or otherwise, is about the pursuit of beauty with his instrument, and it shows in the way he plays.
Wow.
He also, he had an incredible life. He was a Holocaust survivor.
Wow.
And immigrated here from Hungary after the war. And I mean, to me, like, he never said this to me explicitly, but like, if I were to be analytical about it, like, his dedication to music, although it was from such a young age, like, that dedication to beauty and subtlety, to me, is like the opposite of the genocide he saw.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of evil, the antithesis of that kind of evil is that kind of focus on, like, how, because that's like humanity, like, at its most refined form, I think.
It's like almost like, well,
art.
I'm trying to do what I can to balance the scale and bring some beauty into this world. Right?
Yeah, in my words, not his, but like,
yeah,
his, I think, I would extrapolate that somewhere in his motivation,
yeah,
somewhere in his drive.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's you express that so beautifully, you know, that like taste or flavor of you know, the pursuit of what a musician, a professional musician, is really after. You know, it's not fame or money. It's something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is it that you're chasing? I'd like to know.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a greater understanding of myself and how honest I can be in a song. Like how close can I bring you to me in my internal thought processes just with a song is my ultimate goal. I would like you to, the farther you feel from a song, the more work I have to do.
Yeah.
Because I think like, I mean, when I am moved by a piece of art that is so close to itself, that feels so human and so connected and so honest, it makes me feel closer to myself.
Yeah.
And when you feel closer to yourself, you're like a better human being.
That's wonderful, man. It's so positive, and it's great to be around, you know, a positive musician. And it's not just about being positive, but it's like, you know, this is what I give. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super pro positivity, but I also think like, you know, you could hear a song about making the world better, and it could make you want to make the world better. Or, I mean, not to say that can't work,
Right,
but
right.
at least for me, like, it's never songs about like being good that make me want to be good.
Right.
It's songs about like living. It's songs about just whatever it is in an honest way, in like an unedited, unfiltered way that like always gets me.
Yeah, it's not a heady thing; it's an emotional thing, and you know, mixed with great craft, which you do. You obviously have a really great mastery of your voice, and you're playing. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is why we have a beverage. But how long have you been singing? Like, when did you start your musical career?
I guess I was singing when I was like 11 or 12. It's probably around the time I realized I could somewhat sing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember realizing it was to when Justin Timberlake sang "People Killing, People Dying." What's that song called? The Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, I don't know.
Where's the Love?
Yeah.
I remember being like 11 years old in my room singing "Where's the Love," being like, "Wait a second, am I a good singer?" So that's when it happened. You wanted an answer? There's a very specific answer.
That's awesome. You wanted answers, folks. We're getting them. We're getting them straight from the mouth of the musician that makes the music you want to make out to. Actually, your music has got a lot of that. I mean, man, what's soul in R&B? It's got so much soul. And are there any soul and R&B artists that you particularly are inspired by?
Yeah, I'm really obsessed with Leanne LaHavis.
Okay.
I take every opportunity possible to bring up Leanne LaHavis in interviews because I would really like to work with her.
Okay.
I've said this a few times before. If you're watching or any of you know Leanne LaHavis, I would like to be introduced. I would like to sing with you. I'm just a really big fan.
Well, maybe we can make it happen here at Popdust.
I'm not even going to give another answer because I don't want to dilute like the impact.
Okay, I
of
won't even
this
say anything
ask.
about it. I'm going to pretend I forgot, but I'll rediscover it, and we're going to make it happen.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, well,
I'd
listen,
be forever
well,
grateful.
Off camera, we'll well, let me find out. Is there the next song you're going to do? Is that the one that you're talking about that's just going to come out on Friday?
It comes out on Friday. It's called The Few Things.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell you about it?
I would love you to tell about it to our Popdust audience.
Hello, Popdust audience. You're so much more than a Popdust audience, but right now that's your identifier.
Yeah.
So my next single, it's called The Few Things, and it's the most exposed I've ever been in a love song. It comes pretty directly from a conversation. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone you love, and they'll say something along the lines of, I feel like you're not you're so closed off from me. You're so afraid to be vulnerable with me. It makes me feel like you don't really care about me.
Right.
So I've been told that, and my response to that, like my reaction is usually like, that's so dumb. Like, I love you so much. Like, don't be dumb. But I have learned through some experiences that is the incorrect answer. So the few things, this song is kind of like my version of, I think, the correct answer.
All right, cool. And I'm gonna give you the full stage.
Okay,
you know
get out of here.
So you
I gotta
can
get my feelings.
Yeah,
I need space for my feelings.
really. Your voice is so amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, your falsetto and your man. I'm so pleased that you decided to come here. Were you in New York for any other things? Were you just visiting?
I mean, I'm essentially in New York for this. I'm in New York because the song comes out on Friday, and I'm trying to tell as many people about it as possible.
You're sharing the story, and we're sharing the story, and hopefully more
just
people
sharing
will share
overall.
this.
Just lots of sharing.
Yes, I love to share. We're gonna share ice cream. Okay, we can't share all the ice cream, but what I'd like to thank you for coming on. Could you tell our fans where they can find you? Any upcoming things besides the video? Any show dates coming up? Anything like that?
If you're in Los Angeles, I have a show on March 31st at Hotel Cafe. If you're not in Los Angeles, you can find me on. Should I tell them my social media? Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I got you. Your website's on there
Right.
too, so you're covered.
Well, let's be friends.
Friends.
It'll be great. I don't have enough fans now that we can't still be friends. And if you wait a year, I'll be like so famous that we won't really be able to have that connection.
Too
So
big. You can't
two and
play
two
up,
now.
man. Yeah, listen, man. You get in on the ground floor. We're good. All right. Listen, JP. Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to have you on Popdust Presents.
Thanks for having me on Popdust.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be Popdust presented.
Well, you can say that you've been dusted.
Is that what I should say?
Well, you could say that if you wanted to. Okay. I'm not saying you have to say that, but it's one of the things that you could.
It's like a Canadian slang. If you don't like something, to say it's dusty. I don't know if we say that down here, but
well, now we do.
Yeah.
So this has been Ron Burgundy. Stay dusty, San Diego.
JP on the PDP.